Yeah, it's disgraceful, Rory. Now, here's what we're looking at here. We're looking at 23, and we're looking at u squared equals plus 2as equals phi squared. Now, this one's reasonably handy. Don't let the squares fool you. The starter shows A. A has two best friends this time. Who are A's two best friends? S and 2. Alright, so we're just going to leave them together. They're the three amigos. But the u squared isn't as close. So what can we do with the u squared? Bring it over to the other side. And then A is going to look 2 and S. I need to be on my own. 2 and S, they're bonded together by multiplication. So what happens to the 2S? They both go under. Just as 2S. And you're done. That's 23. Squares don't influence it much. Now, ready to move on? Okay, we have 26. Now, once again, Rory, it's the old the fractions causing hassle. So what are we going to do with that 1 and that 3? 1 multiplies by everything technically. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm wrong there. I'll explain why I'm wrong. If I have 1/3. Sorry guys, if I have 1/3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4, wait a sec, Rory. So let's say, for example, I have 2/3 multiplied by 2, 3 and 4. You just do 2 at a time. So 2 times 2, 4 times 3, 12 times 4, that would be 48 over 3. So likewise, just multiply the 1 by the pi and what you get? Just pi. So it just stays as pi r squared over 3. No, you don't need to do that here, Rory. It doesn't tell you to do that. It'll tell you that you have to sub it in. Now, one sec, guys. Who's the star of the show? I actually clipped that out by the looks of it. H, yeah? H is the star. So, what's the first thing we have to get rid of? We'll have to sort out. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Who called for the switch? Excellent. Do a switch. So you got pi r squared h equals 3b. Now, h wants to be on its own. So what do we do? The pi r squared, the pi and the r squared, it's two best mates. They're going to go where? Under 3b, and you're sorted. Out of interest, if I change this question, that's when you want the h on its own. If I change this question to where you want the r on its own, how would you do that? No, that's not it. Okay, what you do there is the r squared. Just get rid of the pi and the h first, and then what does that leave? Equals 3 phi over pi h. Now you guys, the only thing that gets rid of a squared when you move over to your side is a square root. Take this as an example. You did this earlier in the year. X squared equals 25. What happens when the squared moves over to your side? Square root of x equals. There's no difference. To get rid of the squared on the left, you must do a square root on the right. Everybody cool with that? Just in case something like that pops up, it might do, so be aware. If you're left with an r squared or an x squared, it means you have to square root the other side to bring it to an x. Everybody remembers this from our very first chapter together? Easy stuff, okay, good job. Now, I keep cutting these out. I want Q. Now this is going to be an interesting one, guys. This one's going to test you. Ready? Everybody happy with a Q on the bottom, a Q on the top, a Q on the bottom, and a Q on the top? Is everybody happy with QP minus T equals RQ? Now what's our problem here? There's two Q's. Let's put them together. So let's keep QP together and then bring over and then send the T over D. What I've done is I've prioritized the Q's to their own locker room. Now, the problem with having two of them is it's hard to separate them then. But there's something called factorizing. Anybody tell me the next step? Oh. And what's left? Q into P minus R equals T. Q is being multiplied by P minus R. Goes under the T. Because it's Q multiplied by P minus R. So it's multiplication on the left. It has to be division on the right. And for those of you that just in case it doesn't come up later, it's going to drag it all the way up so you can see what we did. Alright, great. Question, sir. It's part of a formula. It's one of the simpler formulas, but you still use it. Okay. Now, 1 over U divided by 1 over V equals 1 over F. F is the star of said show. Would everybody agree with that? Now, 1 over U plus 1 over V plus equals 1 over F. I'm not happy with this because none of them have the same. So what we're going to do is the U looks over to your side and what does it see? So U, V followed by F. Put a VF on the top. The V looks at the U and the F and we say, okay, fair enough, a U and a U and the F on top as well. The F looks across, sees the U and the V. So another UV on top. What do we do with the denominator? Gone. And now I'm left with VF plus UF equals UV. And I'm quite lucky because both F's are on the same. So what can I do with the F's? And what's my answer? Everybody cool with that? Okay, hope